Right, Shalom, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of all well. Shalom to you, Arkin, pushing this word around the globe in faith and truth and with sincerity. This is Brother Caleb from the GMS London Forecasters Camp, coming back with another lesson. Lord willing to feed the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. As always, I'd like to start by saying that we are the real Hebrew Israelites. The real Israelites, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians and West Africans predominantly. However, you are going to get Israelites that do look like the other nations, because Israel has been scattered amongst all people throughout our various captivities. But if your seed line by your forefathers goes back to the man in the Bible named Israel, then you too are an Israelite, because the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18 states that your nationality is determined by the lineage of your forefathers. So I've got a little lesson here based on an article I was reading not too long ago. This is from Sky News and it was published today, the 5th of March. It says COVID-19. Britons travelling abroad must carry forms stating why they're exempt from lockdown rules or face £200 fine. It is currently illegal to travel abroad for holiday, and journeys are only permitted for reasons such as education or work. So this is basically a case where you're on house arrest and you don't even realise it. You know what I mean? You're not allowed to leave the country unless the government deems it as a valid reason to travel. So basically, step by step, day by day, all your so-called rights are being stripped away. Because the fact of the matter is, you never had any rights in the society. All you had was privileges. Now the elite ruling classes see fit to withdraw those privileges from you, from the people. And that's why this is all going on. This is basically the ultimate form of oppression we're living in. But most people aren't going to realise until, the noose is tied around their neck so tight that they can no longer breathe. You know what I mean? They don't realise that there was always a noose around their neck until it starts to squeeze them to the point where they realise it. You know what I mean? That invisible noose is getting tighter by the day. So let's keep going. It says it is currently illegal to travel abroad for holiday, and journeys are only permitted for reasons such as education or work. Britons travelling abroad from Monday will have to carry a form setting out why their trip is allowed under lockdown rules or face a £200 fine. Under new measures to crack down on illegal trips, the Department for Transport said carriers will be checking for completed forms before passengers board, either at check-in or at the departure gate. Those who do not have a valid form could be stopped from travelling. The form must be downloaded from the gov.uk website and signed before travel, and carried or downloaded to a mobile phone. You see, this is all leading to the mark of the beast. 40 days after the measure was announced by Home Secretary Priti Patel on the 27th of January, spot checks will be carried out to ask passengers to produce a completed form, with those who fail to provide one risking a £200 fine. Under current coronavirus lockdown restrictions, it is illegal to travel abroad for holiday, and journeys are only permitted for certain reasons. And I believe that is the end of the article. Is it? No, it isn't. It's just loaded some more. Yeah, there we go. On the form, the reasons listed for legally permitted international travel include work, volunteering, education, medical or compassionate grounds, weddings, funerals, and related events. Some people will not need to complete the form because of the job they do. Those who are found by police to be travelling without a valid reason will be told to return home and could be fined between £200 and up to a maximum of £6,400 for breaking the stay-at-home rule. An extra £2 million was provided to police last month to cover the costs of additional patrols at airports and ports. The government also recently introduced a requirement for those travelling back to the UK from 33 red list countries to quarantine for 10 days in hotel rooms. Meanwhile, all passengers entering the UK, regardless of where they are travelling from, must now take a COVID test on day 2 and day 8 after they return home as part of a 10-day period of self-isolation. They are also required to provide proof of a negative COVID test from up to 72 hours before they began their journey to the UK. Tougher border restrictions were introduced amid concerns new COVID variants that might spread more easily or be resistant to vaccines being used in the UK could be imported from abroad. Earlier this week, it was revealed 6 cases of the P1 coronavirus variant found in Brazil have been discovered in the UK. Now, isn't it funny? First they're saying it's a South African variant. Now they're saying it's a Brazilian variant. Well, who predominantly lives in Africa? So-called dark-skinned people, right? Who predominantly lives in Brazil? So-called dark-skinned people, right? As you can see, Esau's trying to target the nation of Israel, because I believe you've got the northern kingdom living in Brazil and the southern kingdom living in Africa, and we're all Israelites, So Esau's trying to switch the narrative so that he can blame Jake for these so-called viruses and try and force the vaccine on our people. Continuing on, it says, no, there's no continuing on. That's the end of the article. Let's get some precepts and some scriptures. So what are we looking at? Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. No, I don't want to get this. I want to get Sirach 9. No, 2nd Ezra 9. This is 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. It says, He answered me then said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these words that I'm reading here, these are written thousands of years ago. And now these words are coming to pass right now. As I'm sitting here making this message, these very words, these words of this prophecy are coming to fulfillment. It says, Then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times of the Highest have plain beginnings, in wonder and powerful works, in endings and effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and that they have loathed my law while they yet had liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was open unto them, understood it not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. And therefore, be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world was created. So, I want to continue on into here we go. This is what I want. 2 Ezra 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them to dwell now in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. So that's sedition, and it's coming. Here we go, the scripture says it. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And here's the point. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And that's exactly what I just read in the news article. What did it say? COVID-19, Britons travelling from abroad must carry a form stating why they're exempt from lockdown rules or face £200 fine. So that's desiring to go into a city and not being able. So let's read this again. 2 Ezra 15 verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbour, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. So that's all what's happening right now. And these words are spoken aforetime. These are the words of prophecy. And these are the words that the prophets, who are back now in their lot, which Lord willing I hope I'm one of, will be doing in these last times to warn the people, to warn and wake up the elect of the nation of Israel. We're not here for the other nations. All we're here to do is tell the other nations their judgment, because salvation is only for the elect of the nation of Israel. So all ye heathens, look forward to hardcore bondage and slavery, because that's what your destiny is. Thus saith the Lord, those are the judgments of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. So Lord's willing, that's edifying. Just a quick hit. With that, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom to Akim, pushing this word around the globe with faith and truth. Lord willing, this is an edifying little quick hit. And until the next lesson I do, Lord willing, I say Shalom.